everyone! Flourless chocolate cake is always one of those things I see on the menu and I really want to order, but I know I shouldn't because every time I have, the cake is so rich I can't eat more than one, or if I'm lucky, 2 bites, and then I start to feel dizzy and I have to stop. This works out great for Mike because I usually give it to him, but that leaves me feeling like I missed out on dessert, which is honestly my favorite part of any meal. So when I saw that Claire Saffitz had a recipe that she says is lighter in her book, Dessert Person, I knew I had to try it. As Christmas is coming, whether I'm ready or not, and I'm definitely not, and chocolate is always appreciated at any holiday function, I figured I'd give this a try. So come bake with me.
All right, first things first, we're going to prep our pan. So she uses oil, but I like butter, so I'm going to use butter. And this, she also recommends a springform pan, but I don't have a springform pan. I have this pan, which like the bottom comes out. So this is the pan I'm using. Also, she recommends 9 inches. Of course, my pan is 8 inches. So that's what we're going with. It'll be slightly smaller, but taller in theory. All right. We've got a good coating of butter. And now I'm going to sprinkle with sugar. All right, I do have a video on how to properly prepare a cake pan. We're going to use which I'll put up in the cards. We're going to use a similar method here, just without the, what is that, parchment paper on the bottom. So I'm just sprinkling it around so that when we go to take it out, it'll actually come out. I'm gonna hold this in and like tap it upside down so that doesn't come out. All right, looks good. On to the next step. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna chop up our chocolate, and we need 10 ounces. And we just need to coarsely chop them because we're gonna stick them over a double boiler and melt it. So it doesn't need to be pretty. Though I, of course, have to cut it on the diagonal, which makes it pretty and satisfies my need to make everything pretty. Also, I think it's easier to cut this way. All right, I've got my chocolate in a bowl, and I've got water underneath it, and the water does not touch the bottom of the bowl. So now we're going to combine the oil, the water, and she says you can use amaretto or dark rum. I am using dark rum because I do not have amaretto, but I do have many kinds of dark rum because Mike has a tiki bar downstairs, because of course he does. So I had my choice of dark rums, and I went with the Jamaican one. I don't really know the difference. Anyway, we're just gonna melt these all together until they are nice and smooth. And I'm going to use the magic of editing to make this go a little faster. I really wish this worked in real life. And now we're all done nice and smooth, so I'm going to take this off the double boiler and set it aside and let it cool while I work on the eggs. We need 6 eggs divided into egg whites and egg yolks. So cue egg separation montage. All right, we're gonna whisk in our yolks. The first one broke on me, so let's get as much of that guy in as possible. All right, she said it might look broken, which it does, so that's totally normal. Good thing. And now we're gonna whisk in our almond flour. Wow, this is a flourless chocolate cake. It does use almonds. Also, apparently I should have sifted the almond flour because there's lots of lumps in it, but we'll just beat those out. All right, we're gonna set that aside and work on our egg whites. All right, we're gonna put in our egg whites. and our salt. We're gonna beat that just a little bit to break up the egg whites, and then we're gonna slowly add in 1/2 cup of sugar to stiff peaks. All right, we're gonna add in our vanilla extract, whisk that in, and then we'll be good to fold this into the cake batter, into the chocolate batter. All right, the recipe calls for this to be incorporated in 3 batches. So the first one, just gonna mix in. Batch number 2. We're going to fold these in a little bit more gently. We want to try to maintain as many of those air bubbles as possible, since we worked so hard to get them into the egg. Just swooping around and then pulling up and over. Also, I forgot to say, if you're worried about the alcohol in the rum that I added, first off, it's only 3 tablespoons, and second, it's all going to bake off when we bake it in the oven. So that rum is just going to serve as a flavor enhancer of the chocolate. You won't actually be able to taste the rum. This isn't like a boozy cake or anything. Okay, we are going to call that good. There's a few streaks. The recipe says that's okay. We don't want to overmix. So now we're going to put it in our pan. Be really gentle with this. Well, she says level it out, but it's pretty level. So we're just going to put it in the oven. All right, it's going into the oven for 30 minutes, and then we will test it. Wow, when she said it would poof up, she wasn't kidding. All right, let's check it for doneness. And then we know it's gonna fall. Yep, that looks clean to me. All right, we're gonna let it cool completely and then we'll depan it. All right, it's time to demold our cake. So I've got the classic enchilada can cake demolder. Just pull that down, and it came out perfectly. So here are my final thoughts. This is a lighter version of a flourless chocolate cake, but it was still too rich for me. It's incredibly chocolatey and very dense. I enjoyed the half piece I was able to eat, which is honestly more than I can usually eat, so that was nice. This recipe is also very easy to follow. The total time spent was maybe just over an hour, not counting the total time the cake took to cool. If you are looking for a show-stopping dessert this holiday season, I would definitely recommend this. It's especially great if you have anyone who's gluten-free on your guest list. One more note. If you stay all the way to the end of this video, you'll get Nat Cat's review. She says she can taste the rum, which maybe she can, but I don't think she would have noticed if she hadn't seen me put it in the cake. I think the rum did enhance the chocolatey flavor, but next time I'll try it with amaretto and see if that changes the flavor profile at all. If you've made it this far, thanks so much for watching. If you have a recipe you'd like to see me try, please put it in the comments. And consider subscribing if you haven't done so. I upload a new video every Friday. Hit that like button if you liked this video. That really helps me out. I'll see you next week.
Okay, so she says it's like a brownie, so. Very rich. That's the thing about richness where she thinks, so I don't think she's gonna make a whole piece.
You don't think I can eat a whole piece?
No, I don't.
Can you eat a whole piece?
I don't know, let's see.
Do you like it?
Yeah. I can taste the rum.
You can taste the rum? Is it still chocolatey?
Yeah, I think the rum's a strong flavor.
Mm-hmm.
And my taste buds can like really sense out those strong flavors and make them even 10 times bigger.
Okay.
So that might be why I taste rum.
Okay, that could be.